How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. I also got to put in the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. So today we're going to be talking about OCGN. They ended up dropping a bomb inside the market today, and I gave you guys the updates on YouTube posts. But hey, before we get started, let's go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below in the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're considering to take a position, I suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is the big time press release that had an impact on the stock price for today. Then secondly, we're going to be going over another press release that was released that'll give you some good news in regards to the launch of Covaxin. Then we're going to be doing a technical analysis, taking a look at the price action. If this stock does decide to pull back even further, what are some areas to look out for? If you believe in the long-term prospects and you feel that, hey, they're going to be able to get this FDA approval and Covaxin is going to be on a global stage, then you're going to want to check this part out so you're not overpaying. And then when that is done, we'll be getting into the final thoughts. So let's do it. So we're on the official OCGN website and we're going to be going over the latest press release. So OCGN to pursue a BLA path in the US for its COVID-19 vaccine candidate. OCGN, a biopharmaceutical company focused on discovering, developing, and commercializing gene therapies to cure blindness diseases and developing a vaccine to save lives from COVID-19, today announced that upon recommendation from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, it will pursue submission of the biologics license application for its COVID-19 vaccine candidate, Covaxin. The company will no longer pursue an emergency use authorization for Covaxin. The FDA provided feedback to OCGN regarding the master file the company had previously submitted and recommended that OCGN pursue a BLA submission instead of an EUA application for its vaccine candidate and requested additional information and data. OCGN is in discussions with the FDA to understand the additional information required to support a BLA submission. The company anticipates that the data from an additional clinical trial will be required to support the submission. Although we were close to finalizing our EUA application for submission, we received a recommendation from the FDA to pursue a BLA path. While this will extend our timelines, we are committed to bringing Covaxin to the U.S. This differentiated vaccine is a critical tool to include in our national arsenal, given its potential to address the SARS-CoV-2 variants, including the Delta variant, and given the unknowns about what will be needed to protect the U.S. population in the long term, said Dr. Shankar Musunuri, chairman of the board, chief executive officer, and co-founder of OCGN. OCGN recently announced that it secured exclusive rights to commercialize Covaxin in Canada and has initiated discussions with Health Canada for regulatory approval. The company will pursue expedited authorization of Covaxin under the interim order respecting the importation, sale, and advertising of drugs for use in relation to COVID-19 in Canada. In clinical trials to date, the emerging safety profile Covaxin is supported of being generally well tolerated with a good safety profile, with the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare of the Republic of India reporting no potential thromboembolic events following the administration of over 6.7 million doses of Covaxin in that country, said Dr. Bruce Forrest, acting chief medical officer and member of the Vaccine Scientific Advisory Board of OCGN. So I know many were not happy when this news dropped inside of the pre-market. It's part of the reasons why we saw the stock actually just crash down. It went as low as getting to the $4 range, but it did recover. So we're definitely going to have to wait some days to see how this actually gets fully digested. So we're going to go over the second press release that came out today for OCGN, and this is announcing Michael Shine as the Senior Vice President of Commercial. Well, we'll skip the beginning right here because you guys know what that is. They keep that the same. So let's just say, so today announced that Michael Shine will be joining OCGN as Senior Vice President of Commercial. Michael Shine is a pharmaceutical and biotechnology executive with nearly 35 years of industry experience. Over the course of his career, Mr. Shine has held leadership positions within large pharmaceutical companies, including Novapharm Therapeutics, Colgate Oral Pharmaceutical, and Pfizer Vaccines, formerly Wef. He also served as a chief marketing officer with Thomas Reuters and spent more than 8 years in the startup pharmaceutical space. We are thrilled to welcome Mike to the OCGN team as we take steps towards readiness for potential commercialization of Covaxin in the US and Canada. As an established marketing and sales biopharma leader, Mike's experience and commercial expertise will be instrumental to our market launches for OCGN's vaccine and the ophthalmologic product pipelines in each case if approved, said Dr. Shankar Musunuri, chairman of the board, chief executive officer, and co-founder of OCGN. Mr. Shine led the successful commercial launch of the global $6 billion Prevnar vaccine franchise while with Pfizer's vaccines, formerly Wef. Mr. Shine was responsible for the development of innovative strategies for Prevnar's inclusion in the national immunization programs in key markets, driving sales in excess of $2 billion. Mr. Shine holds a Master of Business Administration from Villanova University and a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration from the University of Scranton. So this is definitely some good news here, and it does bode well knowing that OCGN is definitely trying to go for that FDA approval for Covaxin. So this is definitely something to look forward to. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for OCGN. So as you can see how it's doing on the day, since it's only 3:50 p.m., current price is at $6.66. On the low, it tested $6.51. Then on the high, testing $8. So we ended up getting that news today, and that's when the stock just started crashing down. A lot of people were not happy with the news. They were expecting to get an EUA, and that's not what occurred. So what's looking like for OCGN? We want to see how well it's actually going to be hanging on certain areas of support. So one area to also keep in mind is seeing how well it could actually hold up $6. We see this has been an area of support in the past, so let's see if it continues to stay strong. If this area does decide to end up breaking, then we'll be looking out around 550, and as well taking a look here around 530. If those particular areas do ever end up breaking, then I'd want to see a test of 5, and then we can see where we could go from there, where it could possibly reach the 200-day over here at 437. I'm not seeing it, but of course this is a possibility if it wants to pull back even further and the stock continues to be sold off. Even if we take a look at the RSI down below, it is definitely in the oversold territory, being in that 30 range. So one thing I want you guys to be aware of, if you're still in this particular play and you believe in the long-term prospects of OCGN, so if you believe that they're going to be able to get this FDA approval and the BLA done, then no doubt in my mind you should be able to recover, and OCGN should be able to get back to that $10 range. If you are considering to get into a position, I would definitely be patient and see where the price does decide to settle after everything has been fully digested. So that could be sometime next week and so forth. So for my final thoughts, I'm definitely not surprised with the stock price crashing in the pre-market. A lot of people were in this play for the EUA. So when it got down to the $4 level, I know many of you were able to capitalize on this opportunity. I wasn't around, so I didn't have the opportunity to actually see this. Do keep in mind of the fact this is part of the reasons why this is a momentum / speculative play here. So if you're in this play as far as for the long-term prospects, you need to have high conviction. Just because they're not pursuing the EUA, it does not mean that Covaxin is going to fail. So I want you guys to really understand this here. And the matter of the fact is, this is why if I was going to be adding to my position, I didn't find it would make sense even to be buying at the $10 level. I told you I was already in the $7 range. And to make sure that I'm completely transparent with you guys, I ended up setting up a limit order at 8 because I knew it was going to recover due to that being an overreaction. So I was able to get out at 8, and I'm going to be playing this stock no matter what off its momentum, which I've been always emphasizing on this channel. One thing that I want you guys to realize, if you want to get into a position, then make sure that you stay patient here. The last thing you want to do is catch a falling knife. Yes, the information is still being digested, so this is part of the reasons why I don't want you rushing in. So let's see what it looks like as far as for the price going in for next week. As far as the new hire, who they're bringing on the ocugen team, this man definitely has a lot of experience, and he's going to be very helpful in regards to the launch of Covaxin in the US and as well as Canada. But again, this is potential, right? So just taking all of this into consideration, Ocugen is making sure that they have the resources in place to make sure this launch goes successful. So now we just got to see if they can get this FDA approval done. At the end of the day, if you're still in this play, maybe you might be in above $10 and so forth. The only thing I have to say to you is, if you feel like you can find another better investment opportunity, then by all means, go through with it. If you can't, but you do believe in the long-term prospects, because if they get the FDA approval, I know the stock will take off, then you're just going to have to wait. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.